Hi there. So we're redoing this breathing practice video that on Facebook Live last night went off the air. I would like to say it wasn't because of our what we did, but it was something that happened within Facebook Live that we couldn't control. So I'm sorry about that for those of you who were wanting to do the practice last night. So we're going to do it again today. And what I'd like to introduce to you is something called resonant breathing or coherent breathing. And what this does, it actually helps to balance all the systems in our body, our heart, our cardiovascular, etc. And it can be practiced just through the simple breathing technique. And I think this is very helpful, especially now in Malaysia and also in many other countries in the West and also Asia, that we're seeing a spike in this COVID pandemic. So this kind of breathing helps us to also become calmer and more able to deal with any issues that arise. It also helps to, deep, slow breathing also helps to boost our immune system, which is certainly something that will be very helpful until the vaccine rolls along to you. So to begin with, let's reconnect with our breath and our body. So let's begin by just putting one hand on the middle of your chest and the other hand at your lower belly, with your thumb at the level of the belly button. Sitting upright but relaxed, allow your shoulders to drop. Relax your neck, close your eyes if you like to. Then first breathe out. Then as you breathe in, allow your breath to travel all the way down to the lower belly. And you will notice this as your lower belly expands. You can feel it with your hand, you can feel it also with your body. So when you exhale, let your lower belly contract. So, breathing gently and slowly, breathing in and out. So, try to feel your breath. Feeling your breath rather than thinking about how it should feel. So you can feel the movement of your lower belly as you breathe in and breathe out. And if your mind wanders off, don't worry, it's not a problem. Just gently come back to the breath again. Again, just try to feel the breath. The sensation of breathing. And breathing through our nose, because that's the organ for breathing. And try to breathe gently and a little slower than you normally would. Perhaps gentle to the point where you can't really hear yourself breathing. Anytime your mind wanders off, just gently come back again. And doing it without judging, without comparing. Our mind wanders almost 50% of the time. So don't expect to be able to be aware of your breath constantly. It's just coming back. Just keep coming back to feeling it. Okay, let's do one more cycle and finish. Just sit for a few minutes, noticing how you feel after you've done this slow breathing. Okay, so hopefully even with that short practice of about 5 minutes or so, you may feel a little bit more relaxed, little bit calmer. So resonant breathing or coherent breathing, they're both the same, different names for the same thing. Now when researchers looked at different practices, different religious practices. For example, when they looked at the Tibetan monks and nuns chanting Om Mani Padme Hum in a traditional way, what they found was that the spoken part of the phrase Om Mani Padme Hum lasted roughly 6 seconds. Then they would pause, take an in-breath, and then chant again, Om Mani Padme Hum. And the in-breath also lasted around 6 seconds. So that was very interesting. Then they looked at practitioners who chanted Om. And it's a Om, it's a long chant. And often it's used in Jainism. In Kundalini Yoga, there is a chant called a Sata Nama. Hope I've said this right. And it takes 6 seconds to vocalize, followed by 6 seconds to inhale. So you see where we're going with this. There is some kind of pattern, even though they are coming from different religious beliefs and practices. So this deep, slow breathing of about 6 seconds, breathing in, then 6 seconds breathing out, is common to many, many different cultures also. And they develop this rhythm of breathing somehow, seemingly on their own. So some researchers got very interested in this, and in 2001, the University of Pavia in Italy gathered a small group of people, and they wanted to subject them to a similar experiment. So Italy is a Catholic country, and they basically wired them up to a whole bunch of senses: the heart rate, their nervous system, their breathing, everything. Then they had them recite Buddhist mantra, probably Om Mani Padme Hum. Then they also got them to recite the Latin version of the Rosary, the original Latin of the Rosary, which is the Catholic prayer of the Ave Maria. And usually it's repeated half by the priest and half by the congregation. So when they did these sets of experiments, they found that the number of breaths for each cycle was almost exactly identical. It was just slightly faster than the Hindu, Taoist, and Native American prayer of about 5.5 seconds a minute. 5.5 breaths a minute. So so what? You may ask, why breathe at that rate, 5.5 breaths per minute? And what the researchers found was quite stunning for them, because they found that when the subjects were doing the chanting and breathing at this particular rhythm, their functions, the body entered a state of coherence. That's why it's called coherent breathing, where the functions of the heart, the circulation, the nervous system, they all kind of came together in harmony to work at peak efficiency. Then when they stopped the chanting and started to talk and breathe at their normal faster rate, 12 to 18 times per minute, then everything just stopped being in harmony. Then when they started again, it came back into harmony. So there was something very interesting behind this kind of rhythm of breathing, about 5.5 breaths per minute. So about 10 years later, 2 professors and doctors in New York, they were named Patricia Gerbach and Richard Brown. They got very interested in this, and they tried to get patients with anxiety and depression to use the same breathing rhythm without the prayers, of course, because they're using it in a non-religious context. And they found it worked. The patients got more comfortable. So it turned out from these experiments that the most efficient breathing rhythm occurs when the length of the out-breath and the length of the in-breath are the same. Okay, so that means you breathe in and breathe out so that you get 5.5 breaths per minute, which works out to be about 5.5 seconds for the out breath and 5.5 seconds for the in breath. So this was actually, for them, these the professors, it was actually quite profound. And when the patients practiced even 5 or 10 minutes a day, they had very good improvements in their results. So even they found that it even helped one survivor of the 9/11, September 11, 2001 attacks on the Twin World Trade Towers in New York, and he had breathed in all this dust and fire and everything, so his lungs were a complete mess. They call it a glass lung, and when they got him to adopt this breathing, his condition was better. He was more comfortable. So this is called resonant breathing or coherent breathing, and you can do it anywhere. And what it takes is for us to train ourselves to breathe around 5.5 seconds per in-breath and 5.5 seconds per out-breath. So it actually is not that important to be so precise. It's just around that 5-6 seconds or so is still fine, So we shouldn't get too stressed out about it or too tight about it. And one good way of counting, of marking time, rather than having to look at a stopwatch or a clock, is just to count to yourself 1001, 1002. So 1001 takes about 1 second to say if you say it at a not kind of normal pace. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. So that's about 5.5 seconds or so, I think. Let me see. Yeah, so that's about 5.5, between 5 to 6 seconds. So that's what we can do to practice this ourselves. And you can close your eyes if you want. So let's do it. Let's try it. So sit upright. You can even do this lying down if you like. So relax. Just allow yourself to settle down first. Then I'll count for a few cycles. Then after that, I'm going to stay silent. And then you try it yourself. Try yourself counting. So first, let's expel all the air. Breathe out everything through the nose. Then in 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Out 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. In 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Out 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. In 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Out 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. In 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Out 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. In 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Out 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now try it on your own. So there should be, try not to pause between the in and the out breath and the out and in breath. It should just go smoothly, like a circle of breathing, if you can imagine it like that. Okay, one last cycle, and then just relax and breathe normally. Okay, so that was coherent breathing or resonant breathing, and it is a calming practice that allows our heart, our lungs, and our circulation, our nervous systems to be in harmony with each other. And then your body is really working at its peak efficiency. And it's very, very simple, and I would even say that it's probably one of the essential practices that we should engage in. So when we, quite often, I've done many long meditation retreats, and I didn't know about this, but I noticed that actually when we're doing these long retreats, when we're sitting meditation, I think our breath also slows down to about this rate. And the reason why it feels so helpful, so calming, is because it synchronizes, this rate of breathing synchronizes with the actual cardiovascular rhythm, the natural rhythm of your body. So as you know, I've said many times before, usually in our daily lives we're breathing about 12 to 18 times per minute, which is actually very fast. So when you start to harmonize your breath with the way that your body is functioning normally, the rhythm of your body, then everything can come together. Then it becomes very optimal. You know, you're actually working in harmony. So to recap, it's very simple. We breathe about 5.5 or 6 seconds. Doesn't matter either way, 5, 6, 5.5. Even a little bit more is okay. You know, as long as you're in that range of breaths. And the way to do it is to think of it like a circle. There's no gap between your in-breath and out breath. And you breathe in, 1001 to 1005 in, and 1001 counting up to 1005 out. And just keep going, doing it for about 5 or maybe 10 minutes a day. And then you'll notice, if you do it regularly over the longer term, and we have a great opportunity for it now, since most of us, many of our states in Malaysia are in the MCO again, MCO2. So try that. So gentle, around 5.5, 6 breaths per minute. And then it'll help you to calm down, relax, and also it'll help to improve your immune system. All kinds of slow, not just this, but all slow, deep breathing helps to boost our immune system and also our lung efficiency. So I hope you can try that. Thank you for watching this, enjoying this. I hope you find it useful. And wherever you are, I think we have this spike in the COVID-19 cases, and hopefully you will get a vaccine soon. Until then, do take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. Thank you.